Thank you very much, Director Masako. We go to business proper this morning on behalf of the Electoral Commission for Leone. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of us here gathered here. Witnessing today is very important and history-making occasion. Let me also bring to your attention that this program is being streamed live. It's a live coverage, several other media outlets. For those who are not here with us, you will be privy to know exactly live what is going on. We are here specifically this morning to engage our partners, our primary stakeholders, political parties, other key stakeholders, election observer monitoring groups, both national and international, our partners as EMBs, the Political Parties Registration Commission, the Human Rights Commission, the National Commission for Democracy, and other institutions who are very key in the electoral process of this country. Our meeting today is in compliance with legal provisions for the conduct of elections in this country. In the Public Elections Act of 2022, it is clearly stated therein that the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone has the functional responsibility to facilitate the process of election campaign calendars. This is not a new phenomenon to us. We've been having this process done over the past electoral cycles from 2007, 2012, 2018, and this is 2023. But let me, on behalf of the Commission, assure all of you here seated and all those both national and international observing this process. As a Commission, we are well prepared to conduct the elections come the 24th of June 2023. I want to reinforce that we are fully prepared to conduct the elections. As we always say, inshallah, and by the grace of God. Yes. That takes me to the prayer of the PNDC chairman. We are not close to war. This country is peaceful. This country is stable. We are operating in a stable environment. We may have people who want to create a scenario as if the country is unstable. But Sierra Leone is stable, and we are going to conduct these elections under a stable atmosphere. And Sierra Leone come out to prove that indeed, we did it before, we are going to do it, and we will continue to do it. I want you to assure you, I'm seated by my Chief Electoral Commissioner and other commissioners, that this is a commission that nobody can buy. We have our consciences. We have Sierra Leone at heart, and nothing more, nothing less. And let me send this message to all those who continue to threaten us, to post in social media, our families, our wives, our children, that is not going to move us. We are not going to be cowed. We are not going to be pushed to the corner to say somebody somewhere wants to do something. We owe our allegiance to Mama Salome, and we continue with that unshakable, untinted, and focused. So on that note, I want to thank you all for coming. We are going to keep this meeting focused, straight to the point. But we are here today, as I said, in compliance with the legal provisions to engage our partners, the political parties. The 14th.
Good morning, everybody. For us in SFP, we have been very much involved in the entire process of elections since the date was announced. We have been involved from the midterm census, going through to the voter registration. After that, we are also part of the voter ID card distribution. We've also been part of elections of party officials for all the parties from from the lower level up to the national delegates conference. And now that we are going to determine the campaign period, we are also going to be very keen in that one, going forward to the elections themselves. We will be involved in all of these processes. And I want to reaffirm the commitment of the Leone police to provide the much needed security for the conduct of a very peaceful election. We remain committed to the discharge of our core functions, maintenance of law and order, and all of those issues around it. But as the security sector, as the police force, I want to assure everybody in this room that the Leone police is well positioned to provide the security for elections in the next 4 weeks. So on behalf of the SFP, I understand please to be able to out of the agreement, and I'm going to follow strictly on all the things we are going to discuss, and we will also follow through for its effective or final implementation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the Inspector General of Police, Safaya Selu. They giving us assurances, as well as our listeners out there, also reminders that the Leone police is well positioned, not from a negative perspective, but positively, to ensure that the election will be holding come June is well policed, and as I earlier said, under a stable atmosphere. So we continue with statements and now call on the Coordinator Office of National Security before continuing the statement.
Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you a little. As a security sector, we are supposed to create the enabling environment for people on the date for elections, June 24th. What we normally do is that the second highest security committee, that's the NSCCG, National Security Council Collective Group. That group creates the IESPC. The IESPC and that committee has been planning to ensure that we usher in a very credible, free and fair election. Very, very transparent. We started off by first, we ran the entire 16 districts in this country. We did what we call threat assessment and district risk mapping, out of which we developed 3 documents for our security sector operatives. That's the election security strategy. That's one document we prepared. The second one was the election training manual for our security operatives who will be repeat. Then the third one was the election communication strategy. All of these 3 documents we have prepared and we have rolled them out to our security apparatus for us to ensure that we usher in a very good and a credible elections. But having said that, in doing our threat assessment, there are a few issues which I would want to bring up at this meeting within time. As a sector, we are trying to also have a dialogue with the political parties. But we think that since the ECSL has called this meeting and the time we do not have a luxury of time, so I just want to bring out some of the issues that we had identified during our threat assessment. One is the issue of political intolerance. That's one thing that is not good for our election. We want to stamp that out. So therefore, I want to encourage political parties to be tolerant with themselves, intra and inter. Because our determination is to ensure that this election is done, people go about their normal business. Hate speech. Hate speech is number one. Let us avoid, now that we're moving to campaign, We must avoid hate speeches at political forums. That can bring recipe for chaos. It's not too good for us as a country and as a people. Misuse of social media. Of course, people are going about social media, making audios threatening other people, other sectors, like the commissioner said. But I want to leave you with this, that no audio message threatening will threaten the health sector. We are prepared to respond adequately to anywhere that we think crisis comes from. All I will expect people to do is to make sure you respect the due process of the law. If you don't do that, you fall foul of the health sector. Then we think what we are supposed to do. So I want to encourage all of us to follow the due process of the law. China is a law country. As long as you follow the due process of the law, you have no problem with anybody to go about their business. The other one is the divisive regional and tribal messages. Let us avoid that. Let us avoid using tribal, regional, and divisive messages. It's not good for our politics. It will divide us. It will know when this country divided. We want to make sure that starting campaign onto the end of the campaign, maybe young, nothing happens in terms of crisis. As a sector, we have trained our security forces. We have developed what you call a pocket guide, a small booklet, not to them. As that's in that booklet, there are do's and don'ts that they should be reading far before the elections. And so all of them be addressed with that for them to understand. Inclusive of that, you have human rights issues in the pocket guide, which we are giving them. The other one is the use of marshals. We all know marshals, when you use marshals, some of these marshals, you cannot control them. Some of them are very emotional, like they get problems for even themselves, who they are managing, and therefore, at the point we are saying let's avoid marshals. The security sector is prepared to ensure that all the political parties are giving security forces. So the question of using marshals, I think we must minimize that in this election coming. Supply of drugs and other intoxicants to supporters. This is one thing we want to step out of this election. We'll be watching while you are doing your campaign, because we are moving to campaign period now. So because we'll be watching, and for those who believe they can give drugs to their supporters to misbehave, they are saying no to that. Anybody that we will catch intoxicated with drugs on their campaign day, this will be a problem. I'm giving you this warning because we are not engaging ourselves. Let's talk on it. We have to minimize that, because it's even possible that the person that made drugs can turn against you. So let us please stamp out giving out drugs to our supporters. Parallel and uncertified announcement of results. This is one thing we are not going to allow. That's why we are going to warn the radio stations. All radio stations who are not authorized to announce radios. If they announce it, we bring it down. We're ready to wait for anybody. Because the law does not permit you to announce results. The only person allowed to announce results is the ECSL, the chair. He is the right. They will have authorized somebody else to do that in the IRA. So let us avoid announcing results. Non-adherence to campaign timelines. Here today, we'll be giving campaign timelines. I want to encourage all of us for us to avoid crisis, conflicts. Let us limit ourselves to our campaign days and the timing. Of course, there is going to be timing for the campaign period. It's not going to be endless. Destruction of campaign materials. This has started. It happened even in Mogoroka yesterday. The campaign materials, the posters are not going to vote for any individual. It's just the face of people. Let us desist from tearing posters. Henceforth, please, campaign in polling day. Of course, this one, I'm sure you all know you don't do that. I'm giving you all of these things because as a sector, these are things we'll be watching, we'll be looking out for. That's why this engagement is timely that the CSA has called for us to understand some of these things I've just mentioned here. Our national situation room is activated at the Office of National Security. There is 119 on all the cell phones. In case of any problem, you can call on that line. And recently, I'm just from a tour in the entire region. We have reactivated the ICCs and the FCPs. The ICCs are the Incident Control Command Center, and the FCPs are the Fault Control Points. These are the ones in the districts, the Fault Control Points, while the ICCs are at the regional headquarters. These ICCs are also been activated. So where you have problems in those regions, those ICCs, you can call on them. They will give you that their line also, and you can call them. Okay? We'll be working in tandem with the Electoral Commission. We are working together. Our business is to support the ECSL to make sure they usher in a free and fair election. That is why, for those people who believe they make audios to say they are going to make Sierra Leone ungovernable, you are lying. No single person can make Sierra Leone ungovernable. We will not allow that as a sector. Mr. Kia, I think I will stop too far.
I'm sure now we very well to be a meeting because I attended one of the regional NSC meetings at Hotel in Go, and your message there was loud and clear. You have spoken with authority, and we hope what you said, the actions from the perspective of the security officer who is addressing civilians who want to see a peaceful conduct of election. Just as you started saying, I will tell you your opening, your focus is to ensure a peaceful, a stable atmosphere, not only that, to see ECSL conducting elections in a credible manner. For us, your leaders to come out and say, indeed, we've done it. We have not done to it, we have been deprived. But as I said earlier, as a commission, we keep moving. We started it, we are still moving, the train is moving. If we get to the 24th of June, then that will be inside the passport. As part of the points you highlighted, I'm not going over them, but the one specific around prior announcement of election results. We had PCMP elections yesterday. We are very far, Mr. Chairman, NFCON, in telling our partners that they have no business to make provisional announcement of those results. As we are sitting here, I think they are compliant with very bad things. We've not seen in any social media anybody bringing out results for the PCMP elections that were held in Bombi District, in Pugio, in Cambia District, and other districts across the country. So we have very few districts where we conducted these elections. We know this is a clear and call to our partners who always think we are partners in the announcement of results. We don't have any two DMDs for that. I want to really reinforce what you said. I'm sure my child is going to further document that. When it comes to announcement of results, the sole authority to do that is the Electoral Commission of Australia. And not that person. When you do election, then you see that person come from the group, then start giving out people. Then they end up on the caveat, this announcement is only provisional. We don't even want to hear that. You should not do it. Just tell us the part of the law that tells you or gives you the authority to do that. So thank you very much again, God, for that. And on the divisive and religious and clever messages, they are trying to divide us as commissioners. But let me assure Sierra Leoneans, we are as solid as a rock, as a team. Nothing is going to divide us. The Chief Electoral Commissioner, Chairman, Mr. Mohammed Kedemi, nobody is going to divide us from Sierra. I'm telling you. The only commissioner, when you grab a video, say you give it 10 fingers to the 10 years to someone. So don't clap too much. You should say you are using those clap to clap so that you say clap to someone else. So stop the clap, please. Why only making our hand like that? We are giving 5 years to some police capacity. All we are saying is we are untouchable. We are not available. That's it for us leaders. So let us give you the blessing. We don't have to tell us in the first 5 years alive. Now, why was there? Now, open your hand. We say money for sale. You ready to buy me? We not available. So now, that there, we don't want to interpret. It's subject to interpretation. But that's our own interpretation as commissioners. Commissioner, you have a team. Yes, we proceed. I will now call on the chairman of the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion to make the statement.
Okay, the executive secretary is here. Let me start by stand on existing protocol and congratulate yourself for this day and this open policy of dealing with every step of the electoral process through you and your team set. Let me give you a program. Let me start off with that. They say that picking them, even though when at the same belay, they come out, the ticket tells them the jump. In short, I'm referring to us Serenarians. No matter your tribe, your background, your religion, we're all Serenarians. When you live in the shores of Freetown or from Leone Airport, or from Liberia border, or from the Guinean border, they'll ask you where's your passport or where's your identity card. They do not ask us for what tribe you're coming from in Sierra Leone. So basically, the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, our mandate is to promote peace and national cohesion. And how we do this is basically working with all of us. We all have to put our hands and our hearts and our heads together and ensure that we have peace and national cohesion irrespective of our differences. One of the things we have to realize and recognize is that differences brings value, brings development, it brings innovation. So we have to piggyback on our differences and build on them for better development and better understanding. As for the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, we've been with our brother and sister institutions. We've been with this in the long haul. We've been working since the census. We've been observing, we've been talking, we've been dialoguing, and we will continue to do this because when you open the space for people to talk and dialogue, then it helps them from not exploding unnecessarily. And that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been discussing and having meetings, open meetings and closed-door meetings with different political parties, different actors, and even by the ruling. The room is not just for elections. All our systems are permanent structures, integral structures within the Peace Commission. So it's a lasting referral that you could always use even after elections. Dealing with the Peace Commission, I've been happy so far. Am I saying the truth? Political parties.
Yes.
No one is talking again. Are you not happy with us? SMT, are you happy with us? ABC, are you happy with us? I know. Again, let me say thanks to everybody, and please let's put our hearts and minds together to promote peace and national cohesion in Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's the Executive Secretary of the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. I hope we really center our discussions, our treatments around the campaigns You should have something to tell us about what you want the political parties to be doing around the campaign period. I know you have those messages with your peace monitors and the delegation teams you have across the country. I will call on our sister END chairman of the Political Party Federation Commission, yes, partner in tension and all. I'm not sure if they want to be my
Thank you very much for this occasion, and my co-suspect, the chairman of the Electoral Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, we at the PPRC, the Political Parties Regulation Commission, we do not have respite. We work throughout the 5-year electoral cycle with political parties. No sooner this election is over, they will come to us for the review and revision of their instruments, their constitutions and their rules and regulations. If we know, we are subjected to a lot of harassment and advancements. And after those, they will come to us for their intra-party election. Those ones we supervise, and we are in the field with them. And sometimes we are beaten. So we are used to the animosity from our constituents, as long as what we do is to further the interests of the political parties that we should pretend over. For this election, we have put a number of activities in place, all of them geared towards ensuring that we create the enabling environment for our constituent political parties and the Electoral Commission for them to be able to do their work effectively. We started with the campaign mode, where all of us sat, the 17 registered political parties, the Commission, and other critical stakeholders, and we agreed on the mode of the campaign that will be conducted during these elections. And subsequent to that one, we draw up the guidelines that we think will assist political parties to guide their supporters respecting their conduct during their campaign activities. As I speak to you, we are concluding another program we refer to as unhindered access. And it as the NS boss said. But again, I know politicians, they will not resist the temptation of campaigning. So therefore, I decided to record their statement and broadcast them.
All right. Thank you very much, Chairman Mandura, for that. That was I will now call on the Chief Electoral Commission and Chairman of the Electoral Commission for Mr. Leone to make his statement. I will give you more time. Don't we get the time? Thank you so much. Good day, brothers and sisters, stakeholders. I'm happy that we have all the political parties present here for this meeting. Chairman, I'm also happy that at least the tone of your statement no kind of it started with a high level, now we are at normal level. I know why, and I will talk about that later. We are here today because of the constitutional or legal provisions that we have to organize, oversee the campaign management. And therefore, we have called this meeting for us to give confidence and affirmation that we will continue to working within the laws and to obey and to meet the requirements and expectations of Sierra Leone from the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, that we will conduct free and fair and transparent elections. So that's why we call this meeting. And we are going to agree on, we are going to ballot today. We will give you the format in which we are going to do the balloting for the campaign days. So as everybody has mentioned, it is important that we comply with the requirement to maintain peace and order in this country. As an institution, we are taking oath to maintain law and order. We have taken oath to live by what the Constitution mandates us to do. That's why we are not moved by social media threats, by attack on our families or the institution. As a commission, we are ready. As far as we are concerned, our responsibility is to provide the environment for peaceful elections, logistical arrangements. We are ready. We have done the nomination process. We have released the presidential, the list of presidential candidates, even though we have received a petition filed on the commission together with the All People's Congress. Our lawyers are ready to attend to the Supreme Court's request invitation to make a response to the petition. We have finalized the voter register. We commence printing of the voter register this week. And once we start that, we're going to provide all the disaggregated data on our website. Political parties can go there and check. As had been in the previous cycle, we provide to the political parties the soft copy of the voter register for the purposes of their planning or whatever reason they want to use them for. Right. Of course, today, after the nomination, I'm going to come out with a formal declaration of commencement of the campaign period. But what is important here is for us to remember when we talk about free and fair elections, when we talk about non-violence elections, it is not just the ECS that has to be the focus. If the political parties are asking our staff for undistributed voters' ID cards, then you want to blame the institution in charge of the elections, and then you say we are not fair. You are also taking responsibility of not having free and fair elections. If political parties or supporters are threatening us through social media, it means they don't want free and fair election because they want to subdue us to take whatever they think. If political parties are accusing the institution of being regionally biased to a particular tribe or region, it means you are targeting certain sections of the institution. And let me give you the latest. Previously, you were saying the commission is composed of Southeasterners. We have here, I've done this several times. I'm a Mende or Komede. He is a Mende from the Southeast. He is a Kisi from Kailam. She is a Kisi from Kailam. She's a Limba from Freetown and Kamabai. He is a Tende, and also he is a Tende. All the other tribes don't speak Mende. I speak Mende, he speaks Mende, she speaks Mende and Kisi. So if you say with the composition of the commission just one region, then it means you are creating an environment for people to target the institution, to target us. Now the latest mischief seen yesterday, previously they would put all the commissioners and put us with the presidents. Now they've taken us, the Southeasterners, taking our photos from the social media and left out the northern commissioners. 3 of us or 4 of us, they have put that on the social media. So all of this you think you are doing to threaten us? No, we are not. And we encourage political parties to focus on their campaign, focus on their messages, and leave us to do what we are supposed to do. That's why we call meetings, that's why we call stakeholders meeting. We explain what we are doing so that everybody will be on the same page. We have opened our doors to political parties to engage and discuss issues that affect their political activities. And we have been doing that several times. And we continue to do that until we conduct this election peacefully. So as we approach, we have responsibilities that we have to comply with. The EMBs, our responsibility is to monitor the campaign period, the conduct of political parties. The SLP, We provide all the security, not only for the political parties, but as well as the institutions that are concerned with the election management. The CSO, our role is to observe the campaign activities objectively, and I hope we will do that. The media is to observe and report objectively on the election campaigns, and I hope we will do that. The paramount chiefs and other local authorities to provide enabling environment for political parties and candidates to campaign freely, and bring out all these institutions to indicate that since that assume office, I have always maintained that the chair occupier is very hot. If I say I'm going to absorb the heat, I will not even conduct elections. So therefore, I've tried as best as possible to share the responsibility with some of these institutions. It is a collective responsibility. It is not just the ECSR. If we want to have free and fair elections, political parties need to play their role by being fair in the way they attack institutions, the way they approach our staff. Civil society organizations also, we expect them to be fair in reporting, in observing. The media, we expect it to be free and fair in reporting the activities we observe. It is unfortunate we are all suspects by our names, by our region. The moment you call your name by Mahmoud, I will take you as a team and supporter of APC. And if I'm from the south, the discussion line will be drawn. So this is the situation. But notwithstanding, Sierra Leone has existed and will continue to exist. The composition of the commission, the entire staff are inherited since 2022. Only those who have retired or those who have misperformed have left the institution. We are all inherited staff that have been in that institution for over 15, 20 years, and they are still there. So if people are saying the commission is regionally biased, it is not this current administration. They have been there, and they have conducted elections peacefully, and they will continue to conduct the elections, excluding these 2024 elections. We promise you we will have free and fair elections. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for bringing me back to the one. So, you know, the emotional aspect of having us, as I'm sitting here, it in fact has gone viral. And they are adding more to it, not only you here. But let me just inform all of us gathered here this afternoon now. I stayed here during the commission in 2005. We entered the commission on the basis of what we call entrance legitimacy. I was a university lecturer. I lectured in the university for 11 years. So I decided to go and work in the National Electoral Commission by then. We were in the same examination hall with my former students, and my family was my former students in the college. But when we were recruited, he became my boss. He was the senior man in the organization. I don't have access to that. I was assigned to work alongside Mr. Abubakar Kumar as my assistant. Today he's a commissioner. We conducted the 2007 elections. Nobody wrote about regionalites or regionalism. We conducted the 2008 elections. The same thing. About 75% of us are still within the commission, including myself. We conducted the 2012 elections. The same thing. And along the years, the commission has been busy actually pushing us towards professional growth as professionals. So I'm very pleased that ECSL have not gotten up to 3 or 5 certificates across the world. We are all upon everywhere. Wherever we go, we perform. We excel. There was a year almost, Madam Trump had to stop our staff from going out of the country because we are being all over Africa and elsewhere in the world because of our performances. We conducted the 2020 election in this year for 2020. So where comes this regionality now? Home 2023. My brothers and sisters, we perform in this week. We are not going to be moved by this. As I'm sitting here, they are still posting. We are opposed. We will continue. We are going to work for the interest of this country. Nobody is going to scare us. Nobody is going to be blessing us. And I'm sitting here before families as a man. I'm not talking like a liar, I'm not a liar. But I'm talking close to me, a liar. Back to everyone. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, why say that now? I asked
Director of External Relations. He used to be my boss in law. He was my senior distribution officer. Yes, I mentioned him for first year to find the land university. And you can ask me at any video moment I ever respected him. This is the kind of environment we want to see among Americans. Let us respect ourselves. Let us be politically tolerant. Let us accept situations the right way. But using somebody in the words of literature, I have some of my students I don't want to name. Yes, come on, we can say it. You could not continue to be stigmatized enough. We cannot push us to the wall. But you don't want to bounce back. So we don't want to bounce back to your responsibility. We have a moral obligation for this country. And we are sure we are going to comply. We are guided by the laws of this land. My people, please talk to us. We are ready to conduct peaceful and credible elections for this country. So, what I now call is Abat Masako to give us the electoral campaign format.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Campaign format, please just smart your bodies as if it is possible, we can don't worry about these slides. My presentation is going to be dedicated on these documents. This is the local council, summary of the local council nomination. If you look at it, it tells you less than 50% of political parties went through the nomination nationwide. This is for local council. This is for parliamentary. Less than 40% or thereabouts of political parties that went through the nomination. So it is difficult for us to habitate how we're going to do campaigns, especially where a good number of the political parties, out of the 13 political parties, later it became 14 because many people joined. On average, we are talking about 6 political parties per district. Some districts have 3. The highest actually is 9, but on average, we are talking about 6 political parties. We have the legal framework, sections 154 and 155 of the Public Elections Act. It states clearly that the reason why we are here is as a result of consultation, and we are talking about registered political parties and candidates contesting elections. We don't have independent candidates in the room, but all the other partners here are representing the independent candidates. The Commission has the power by these citations to fix campaign period days, and also the Commission will prepare, declare, and publish in the Gazette a campaign calendar of events. And the Commission shall, for the purpose of ensuring the full coordination of a demonstration of possession on the maintenance of peace and order during the election campaign, liaise with the political parties, what we do now. Of course, the PPRC, the Sierra Leone police, townships, and local authorities. For the campaigns, it will start from the 23rd of May and it will end on the 22nd of June, precisely 31 days, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'll go briefly because CC has touched on the various responsibilities. By law, political parties, candidates, and supporters, they have their rules and responsibilities. Of course, to campaign, but in their campaigns, they should abide by election campaign code of ethics. Of course, the EMBs have theirs to monitor SLP, to provide the required security, CSOs observers to observe objectively, media not only observe but propagate the news objectively, and of course the paramount chiefs of local authorities. How it is going to look like format. Political parties and candidates that have successfully gone through the nomination process are entitled to be in the electoral campaign schedule that is established. The electoral campaign calendar is designed on a district MP or locality base. We are not going to do campaigns for presidential, but they will ride along with the district and locality campaign schedule or structures. That simply means when political parties have this after they have balloted, if there is a presidential candidate, on the day that the councillors, the MPs are going to go through their campaigns, that presidential candidate is going to ride and campaign alongside with them. Because we want to maintain, because we only have in some districts 3 political parties, we cannot have a campaign schedule for 13 political parties in that district. But however, we create the situations for parties, especially for the presidential candidates, to have a day to campaign in those communities. For political parties to be nominated as well, I'm speaking to the document. You can read once I speak to the document. I'm the author anyway. For independent candidates, when we have political parties days as schedules, we have another day for independent candidates. Like in the districts where we have 3 political parties, we have campaigns for 4 days. The 1, 2, and 3 are for political parties. The 4th day is for independent candidates. Then all other presidential hopefuls that are not in that locality or district will also campaign alongside where the independent candidate is at. When we talk about campaign, we are talking about the entire district. So we have looked at the possibility that there is no way there will be clashes. The reason why we are doing this is the key parties, we have to give them the opportunity, because if many political parties have gone through the process at district level, we cannot create 13 days for parties that do not have any structures in these districts or localities. So the priority is for the parties that did the nomination at this district level. But on the days for independent candidates, any presidential candidate that did not have nominations for local councils, which by design also for MPs, will use that to move on. For political parties that have nominated presidential candidates that do not have MP and local councils nominated candidates in the district, the allocated day or days for the independent candidates and local councils will be shared between the said presidential candidate and the independent candidate. Actually, after having looked at the document, we have less than 15 independent candidates nationwide. So we can still use that as an opportunity. Again, based on the candidate's nomination data, the ECSL will calculate the number of days that are assigned to political parties and independent candidates that are entitled. Entitlement here is those who went through the nomination process. Those who went through the nomination process at locality level, at district level, they are entitled to campaign in each district based on the above. Sample days and dates are allocated to Toby parties. I will come to that when you see it. To politics in Seattle. After political parties are balloted, the Toby party names on the campaign calendar will be replaced by actual political party names. Political parties and stakeholders will sign the election campaign calendar schedule to commit themselves. ECSL will publish the election campaign calendar and present it. Political parties, candidates, and the supporters must abide by the laws and regulations on election campaigns, and the PPRC regulates the framework on political campaigns that political parties have signed up to. Depending on the number of political parties and candidates contesting, fewer or more days or dates will be allocated in the said districts. In instances where the allocated days or dates have been evenly distributed and outstanding ones cannot be evenly distributed, the remaining dates or dates will either be forfeited or as no campaign day, or parties are doomed to campaign in such areas. The only thing is that we will not put APC and SFP together. But we have a team of, if there are 2 days which cannot be distributed even if APC will take one day with other parties. It is left with this forum engagement. SLP will take other parties to campaign, or all of them will forfeit in additional 2 days because it will not be enough to go around for even distribution. What I explained is what you are seeing now. For Kailan district, this is the data that we got from the nomination. It means we have 3 political parties contesting. Don't mind the football names. So it is going to be like this: 31 days from the 23rd of May to the 22nd of June. It will be like this is party 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 political parties. This 4th way is for independence. This is where if another political party with a presidential candidate other than this one will join the independents to campaign in the entire Kailan district. So we'll have the 1, 2, 3 independent or other political parties. For the one for Mighty Blackpool, councillors for Mighty Blackpool, MPs for Mighty Blackpool, mayor, chairperson, and their president will campaign in Kailan. Whilst for the 24th for FC Kalon, same. The 25th for Freetown City FC, same. But on the 26th, it is reserved for independent candidates. All other presidential candidates who are not in Kailan will join the independent candidates to campaign. The reason being, these parties have structures in the district. That is why they nominated. But we still give them the opportunity. But that does not mean we deny the parties. So this is the format that is going to be there. I've just put these ones. When we ballot, it is possible the 4th day will not be for independent. If we are going to ballot for 3 political parties, we give 4 papers. Whichever number any of the political parties take will be allocated in there. So it's possible nobody will take number 1. Then it will be the independent. Then it goes in that order. Let's check the others, please. For Kenema, we have 8 political parties as listed. Let's go. For Kolo, we have 7 political parties as listed. Okay. For Bomani, we have 7 political parties as listed. Falaba, we have 5 political parties as listed. For Nadugu, 9 political parties as listed. Tongoli, 6 political parties as listed. Kambia, 5 political parties as listed. Kaine, 3 political parties as listed. In alphabetical order from the database. Kotoko, 8 political parties as listed. Bo, 5 political parties as listed. Bom, 3 political parties as listed. Moyaba, 6 as listed. Pujo, 5 as listed. Western Area Rural District, 9 as listed. Western Area Urban, 9 as listed. We listed all of the 9 or the number of political parties based upon the database, parliamentary, mayor, councillor, or chairperson as the case may be. So when you put all of these ones, it will give you. So that's the reason why the campaign format is going to be based on locality and district level. For presidents, they will just ride along with their political parties. Then independent candidates will have their own name. So if we have 9 here, we're going to have the 10 slots, which is for independent in this situation, as the case may be. Where the issue is, in the case of Kaine, we only have 3 parties, so we will have more days of campaigns. Whilst for Western Urban, we have 9 or even 10 slots. So each party will have only 3 at most. If you take 10, you do the calculation, 30 days, then it means 1 day. Who's going to get that 1 day? That is going to be left to the commission. Thank you very much.